Hi, my name is Denasia Nicole and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, y'all, you guys are probably wondering why I'm in the back of my hatch. Because y'all, every time I try to find a quiet place at the park, it seems like everybody wants to get near me. The wind starts to blow and I'm just like, I don't need no distractions. So here I am in my hatch. So, but that's not even important. It is what it is, okay? So the title for today's video is called Do It Anyway. This is another one of those random moments where I feel like I just wanted to pick up the camera and talk. Lately I've been trying to act on whatever word that comes to my mind. Whatever word God gives me, I've been trying to act on it and just, you know, doing it right away as opposed to waiting later. I've been trying not to have everything so perfect and structured because life isn't perfect and structured. So I've been trying to just do things authentically and just let things flow. I didn't even want to get on the camera today because, as you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can tell or not, I'm doing a chemical peel and my skin is peeling like crazy. But I'm like, it's not about me. It's not about my skin. But I wanted to get on here because I know that we all have a goal. We all have a dream that we want to accomplish. And, you know, everything is not going to be perfect. Everything is not going to be structured. You have to go through training. There's a lot of character development that you have to go through. So some of the things that we go through, you know, you may feel like you're being punished or, you know, it's tough, but sometimes that could be God just trying to build your character. He's trying to train you. He's trying to stretch you in order for you to grow, because if you stay stagnant where you were before and you're always comfortable, how are you supposed to learn and how are you supposed to grow in that season? You know, we always want to elevate. We always want to grow from our past mistakes so when we get into this new season, we're ready and we're more prepared, and you know, we can do it with ease, as opposed to if God was to give it to us when we're not ready, we wouldn't know how to handle the blessing. So sometimes we have to go through training and character development so we can be ready for what God has for us. I'm going to be very real with you guys. Getting up on here on this camera and speaking is very, very tough for me. I stumble over my words a lot, and you know, sometimes it's very hard for me to explain what's here out here. So I have had times where I done cried before posting a video. I've been frustrated, you know what I mean? I've even tried to change things around so it can be more structured, but I feel like it didn't come off authentic. So I'm just learning to just let it be. I am who I am, and I just do things differently. Everybody is unique and different in their own way, and this is just how I do my, you know, my thing. Like I said, I used to beat myself up about it. You know, I might not use all the fancy vocabulary or, you know, words. You know, maybe God created me to do it in a simpler way, so other people can understand it. I don't know, but I'm just letting go of perfection and trying to have everything so perfect, because at the end of the day, life is not perfect. And I feel like a lot of times I would wait on a word, because God give me messages all the time, but I would wait on it, and because I wanted the moment to be perfect, or I wanted to say it right, or I wanted it to be this way, when really it's not about that. So I'm just trying to learn to just let things flow, y'all. It's not easy at all, but I do it anyway. I still get up on here and show up for you guys, the ones that do enjoy my videos, and for the ones that I am helping, you know, I feel like that's all that matters. As long as I'm helping somebody and it makes sense to them, that's all that matters. Whatever you do or want to do in this life, or whatever God has placed in your head or your heart to do, just act on it and do it, no matter if you feel like you're not, you know, good enough, no matter if you feel like it's not perfect. Just do it anyway, because at the end of the day, remember why you started. Always remember why you started. I always go back to the beginning when I first started my YouTube and how excited I was, and when I did my first message video, how excited I was. And you know, I try to figure out, okay, when did the doubt come in? Because I was excited, I didn't even care, like, you know what I mean? So I think a lot of times we can get in our own way, and you know, like I said, sometimes God has to stretch us, sometimes God has to put us through training. And as you know, when you go to boot camp or you're training for something, it's not going to be a smooth, easy process. By the end of the day, by the end of that boot camp or by the end of that training, you're a whole different person. So you know, don't skip over the training, you guys. You have to go through the journey and allow God to stretch you so you can, you know, be ready and prepared for what's next to come in the next season. And you have to just keep showing up for yourself. You have to keep going, because at the end of the day, practice makes perfect. Progress is important. So you know, I continue to keep going and showing up in these videos, because one day I am going to get better. So if you want to start a YouTube channel and you feel like you don't have no equipment, all you have is your phone, use your phone. I said this in a previous video. Do it how you do it. If God calls you to do it in a simpler way, do it in a simpler way. But just never quit on yourself, y'all. Always show up for yourself. Always come and just do it. Even if you don't feel all confident in it, just do it anyway, because somebody might see it and they might think that you helped them, or they might think that it's good. So you know, that's the video. You know what I mean? Continue to follow your dreams, continue to follow your goals, and just allow God to use you. But yeah, so that's a quick little word that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time.